Hello. Good evening. Good evening, Andy.
Evening.
Good evening. Bit of a different one today. So what we are, and I use the term very loosely, attempting.
Yeah, we attempt a lot of things.
It's done with good intentions, and that is, like, as everybody knows, that's the main thing. Andy and I had a game. Several days ago now.
But I don't even know what date it is now.
So
Monday now.
I think our point is, in an ideal world, we'd have done this a little bit quicker. However, we haven't. So what we did whilst having our game was take some still images and actually remember to take camera shots.
Say we, you remembered.
I remembered. Andy just played a game and I was essentially there with a camera. So then we could essentially we'll bring them up as essentially a reel of photos to retrospectively talk through a game. And almost do a battle report is more of a conversation of how the game went.
Yeah, what mistakes we made, what we thought went well, where Scott messed up.
Yes, I mean, deployment went horribly wrong. But yeah, we thought we'd just try this bit more of a, not quite an interactive way of doing a battle report, but hopefully a little bit more of an engaging, something a little bit different. And if it works, like, we'd love to hear the feedback on it. And we'll attempt. This is a lot quicker for us to get done.
Yeah.
So we could definitely get more of these in if people have enjoyed them. So, I was going to say without further ado. However, we should probably talk through what comp rules we used.
Yes.
So the Live Masters pack, we use that for our game. Fundamentally, that includes the latest Arcane Journal. Is it Raisin of Westerland or whatever it's called?
Something like that.
Something like that. So those items are in play or available if we wanted them. But specifically about the comp pack in general, what matters in this game is undead, be that Tomb Kings and vampires. So no BSB reroll for any leadership tests. And no regen for crumble / unstable. Which we're confident is an oversight anyway, really, aren't we?
Yeah. Her Mark of Undivided reroll works really well.
That was yours. Yes, it did. It did a lot. You got a right to laugh, god damn you. Otherwise, the compact for Masters I will link in the bottom, hopefully. Also in the description, we'll come up to them shortly. We'll talk through our army lists, but they will also be in the link below. As ever, please comment. We'll engage with everyone we get, and it helps a lot, means a lot to us. Otherwise, please do like and subscribe to appease our YouTube algorithm. God, it is very much appreciated as we blunder our way through these things.
Yeah. Battle Report Mark 4, is this 5? Something like that.
Who knows at this stage, Andy? Let's say a Mark 4 and hope that it's not that's something even crazier. So, going into it, so this is the fluffy Tomb King list.
You put the wrong photo up. That's not the fluffy.
This is making infantry great again. This is what the people want. The people want.
About Death Stars running a Death Star.
This is the lowest ranked version of Tomb Kings in the world, which is Royal.
It's only you that plays it.
So what we have is 3 mortuary priests, all technically on illusion. They're all level 1, and one of them has a spell eater axe for MR2 and a very incidental magical attack on the off chance it ever matters. There is also then 3 Royal Heralds in the list, one of which is the BSB on foot and has the Destroyer of Eternities for back rank fighting shenanigans.
Just poking over a shoulder.
With a Destroyer, something like that. Then we have a Royal Herald with the Warden Splint and a shield, and a great weapon. So in combat, he's got feasibly a 3-up, 5-up, 5-up. Just again, he's just very tanky, and he's there to take hits, wounds for the king if needs be. In this current version, we then have a guy on a chariot, currently getting tested, and he's got Armour, Meteoric Iron, and TOP. So he's got a 5-up, 5-up, 5-up. Now, obviously, this does mean he can get targeted from shooting and whatever else, because if he goes in the unit, he is a different unit type following the last FAQ from GW. So, like anything else, we expect another FAQ in January. Who knows what flex that'll bring, and that might impact how this list works a little bit in the future. Otherwise, we have the General, who's a Tomb King. He's also the Hierophant because he's got, oh my goodness, the ability, which memory just, Language of the Priests from Royal Host, which 35 points, level 1 wizard on Necromancy, becomes your Hierophant, a level 1 wizard, and has the Arise special rule. He's got a great weapon, a charm shield, and the Bedazzling Helm. And that's it. And did I say great weapon? He's got a... And then we'll have a naked Tomb Priest. Sorry, a naked Tomb Prince who has a great weapon also.
Mm-hmm.
Core is 1 skeleton chariot and then 2 skeleton infantry cohorts. The smaller block has 69, 10 of which are sword and board. The other 59 are bows, and they've got the Amulet of the Serpent, so poison attacks. The other unit is 72 big. The first unit has the banner for +1 weapon skill. The bigger unit is 72. Full command, similar breakdown, 10 sword and board, the rest bows. Their banner is the Monster Hunter's Tapestry from the new book, so no stomp attacks. And then the army list's rounded out by 2 units of 10 ambush and skelly bowmen. Bit of a take on what I took to Worlds, but playing around with it a little bit and trying to do some different stuff.
Because that banner's brought all the hate for the Dragon players, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I know, like, people are already saying it could be the death of dragons, but you said it a lot. No, it's 1 unit.
If you can kill everything else, to just ignore the 1 unit. I just don't. I think, yeah, it makes a difference, but it's not like anyone plays closed lists. It's not going to catch you out. You know which list it is.
Yes. Yeah, no, agreed.
If you play closed lists, then yeah, it might come into play, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as people are thinking.
No, I've got a feeling it might be a bit preemptive, the call of monsters being done. But we'll, as ever, we'll see. And again, we'll see how that compounds or exacerbates in January with the FAQ.
Yeah.
So, against that,
guys.
we have this utter filth.
Where? That's a perfectly nice fluffy army.
It's fluffy because it has fur.
Yeah.
That's all I'm giving you.
So, the chariots on each side are the 2 great Bray-Shamans. So the one on the left, as you look, is the General. He's got his level 3 Tuskgor Chariot, Chalice of Dark Rain, Hagtree Fetish on Elementalism. And then the other one with the axe on the right side, he's a level 4 on a Tuskgor with 4-player Chaos Armour. The axes of Korgar, Slugskin, and he's on Demonology. So one's more for sniping and shooting, and the other one is just for combat, really. And then what's not pictured, because he was already in ambush mode, was a little level 1 ambush just on Demonology with Voltide, just to come on and be annoying. Then to core, there's 3 Tuskgor Chariots, unit of 14 Goreherd with ambush with a champion with a great weapon, standard and musician. 2 units of 16 Ungor with short bows. Then the special, at the back we have the Dragon Ogre Shartak with the blackened plate and a great weapon. 2 Razorgore Chariots this time. And then 2 gigantic spawns of chaos. One, which as you look at the screen on the left, is Khorne. and the one on the right is Nurgle. Thought we'd try Khorne, give it a bit of different rather than going double Nurgle, for a bit of variety.
Well, that was the whole one of the points. We wanted to test a few bits and pieces out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
It was that was Zinch for the MR bits, but I thought
Yeah.
Khorne with impact hits and killing blow could be a bit more interesting.
I quite like theoretically Khorne, to be honest, because I think impact hits are good.
Yeah.
Killing blows good. I mean, Nurgle probably is pound for pound the best because of
you get the region
to kill, etc. I'd like to try for Beastmen Zenith as well, because
I quite like that just for the magical attacks and things.
Yeah, I still think point for point Nurgle's the best one.
Yeah, well, I mean those two, the Nurgle one's 170, the Khorne one's 165, so they're pretty much the same.
I still think you get a lot for the points with gigantic spawn.
Yeah. I think, they're only weapon skill 3, so you're relying on a little bit of poison to a degree, but they're still solid. They're still 6 wounds, toughness 6, 5 up armor. They don't die quickly.
Yeah. Well,
they don't die that quick.
They don't die that quick. So, set up for quite an interesting match, I think, because this army, you could play it incredibly evasively if you so wish.
Yeah, if we were playing at a tournament and I was looking at top tables, I could look at yours and go, well, I'm just going to avoid you and just drive by doing some wild tides and just not engage.
Yeah. We didn't do that because it would have made the report incredibly boring. We tried to just play it a little bit differently and try to get results.
It's also not how I play. I couldn't just do it. In a tournament, I don't think I could do it.
Because you're an aggressive person. Like everyone who listens to you thinks, "My God, like that guy is just a ball of rage."
Well, I taught you all about turn 1 charges. There's not on turn 1. The game's gone wrong.
Yeah, it's all gone. The world's a crazy place now. So
and then you went full aggressive. Tomb Kings for a while.
Yeah, I know. I've been reined in by playing Royal Host for Team England.
So we're blaming
there's only so many lunatics you can have just charging across the board, and that was limited to the Great Atoll.
Yeah, someone has to have some tactics.
Yeah. So this is the deployment from the Beastmen side. If you want to talk us through,
I can't remember who won the roll off, but I've got like 15 drops and you've got like 5. It made no difference.
Yeah, I had four drops.
Yeah, I think I was still dropping chariots when you'd finished.
Yeah.
So I think if you look at the screen, so my right-hand side had one of the Tuskgor Chariots with the block of Ungor, with the level 4 behind.
Yeah, that's a general that one there on the sort of on the near side of that impassable terrain. Yeah.
Yeah, the general's the other side. And then just over the impassable terrain is the general's Tuskgor Chariots, the second Razor Gore, the first of the spawns, the Dragon Ogre, the second spawn, which is the one with Khorne, 16 Ungor in the woods, and what you can't just about see in the distance, there is 2 chariots on that far flank.
You deploy chariots in weird places just so that I either forget that they or don't see them.
Yeah, that works quite well with you. When you've got glasses, I'm sure they're not working properly.
Oh, not for chariots, it would seem.
And then off the board, at the very back on the bookshelf on the dresser, is the level 1 Shaman and the 14 Gore in ambush.
What was sort of the thought process to this when you were setting up?
I think when you put them down with the big gap in the middle, I was like, ooh, if I can separate them off. Although if I put the spawn, and the chariots in the middle, they're quick enough to go left if I need to, or can make a mad rush to the right and really threaten the lesser block, because it hasn't got all the killy characters in. And I can take out one block, that frees up my entire army then to just slow down the other block and then see what's left at the end. And there's still enough with the chariots in the flanks to hopefully slow you down a bit if I needed to with your big block. And then the plan with the Gore was just to come on and just, because we did roll before we are doing domination as well.
Yes.
So the ambushing Gore, we're always in this kind of game just going to be coming on and most likely just sitting in a quarter. Because there's not a lot for them to really do.
Fair. Well, Andy mentioned that's the Tomb King deployment. And to be fair, this was the first major error made, which was in deployment like that. big forest in the middle of the board just sort of threw us off kilter a little bit. And between that and domination, like for some god-forsaken reason, I really separated the blocks. I think part of that was it was the first game where we've tested when I didn't have a BSB reroll, and normally I keep them within 12 inches fundamentally for that as well. So, yeah, bit of a misplay right from the off here from me was having the blocks so far apart. I was hoping to go first and start swinging around with both of them to a point.
Yeah.
But as we'll probably see from the next clip, despite you having 1 million drops and me having 4, and you deploying chariots before I'd even while I deployed my entire army, Beastmen got first turn, obviously.
Yeah, and they may have just run forward quite a bit.
So that's the view from the side before we start, and then very swiftly that view became that view.
Yeah.
Which Beastmen went across at a fair rate, is safe to say.
I think chariots pretty much most of them marched up or moved up a reasonable distance, just over the halfway. The Ungors on both sides moved up a little bit. The one on my left didn't move up as far because you did Vanguard with your big block.
Yes.
So I didn't have to move to be in range. We just had to shuffle. The spawn on my left only rolled a 6 or a 5 for his movement, so he did not go very far.
No, he wasn't feeling it, to be fair, was he?
No, and then everything else kind of started angling towards the smaller block. I had no real shooting this turn, I don't think. I may have killed a skeleton from shooting.
I think the Ungor plinked off a skeleton or 2.
Yeah, there was nothing else. Vile tidy range. I did use Gaze of the Gods, but got nothing interesting this turn.
You did, however, use your Chalice of Dark Rain immediately.
Yes, because I thought there was no point not to, which then meant you were just shooting 12 inches.
Yeah, that was...
It meant you'd be in range, but that doesn't make a lot of difference. Against your army, it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, it was a painful... to be fair, going second and then Chalice of Dark Rain being popped immediately did lead to a troublesome start. On the back of the errors made on deployment, it wasn't a great start.
No. I don't think there was any magic cast this turn.
I don't remember them being any magic cast, to be honest, mainly because you looked at the distance and then just went full tilt.
Yeah, I think I might have cast +1 movement on one of the chariots just to boost it an extra little bit forward, but that would have been the most, and that was Beastman turn 1, a very quick turn.
It was fast. Then, come Tomb Kings, we then essentially shooting was to a bare minimum. I was hoping to... Well, the blocks were... The second block, the weaker block on the near camera was... I don't think I backed up, but I certainly didn't push it forward.
I don't think you moved at all. I think you just stayed completely still, I think.
Sat there and was hoping to then just shoot as things came into range and attempted charges. I'd left you some big charges. I think you needed 6s on the dice and a good roll with that random movement of the giant spawn. At this point, nothing really happening. We were just playing a little bit of chicken, weren't we?
Yeah.
I'd shot the Shartuk quite a bit, I think, hadn't I? And did.
You shot something. I don't think you did any wounds.
Either the Shartuk or the giant spawn. I can't remember which one, and did a couple of wounds.
Because not everything was in range because you were only 12-inch range.
Yeah.
It looks more on the picture.
This was after the reserve move. We were just...
I think you shot the spawn, and I think you did. I think you got a few hits.
It did nothing,
but no wounds. I think even your poison ones failed.
There wasn't many shots, was there?
No.
This was them essentially my main powerhouse block, trying to tempt Andy into bringing things into combat with it. The spawn, the Shartuk, quite genuinely anything. And you can see a couple of chariots over yonder way, just on the top of that hill. I think we also needed 6s to get in.
I can't remember if they were both in or one was in and one was out.
One was out and one needed a 6. And obviously, as I mentioned before, Andy's the world's most aggressive person. Clearly a ball of rage.
Which, because 6 is on a chariot with warband, you're looking at 4 dice looking for a 6.
Yeah, no, like it's
a good chance you're getting in.
It's outrageous how often you do make it as well.
Yeah.
So that was quite genuinely the end of turn 1. Like, across both turns, incredibly uneventful.
Yeah, I think Magic did cast a couple of little spells, but there was nothing really interesting going on.
And here's where we eyed through this turn. If I go backwards a little bit, I'd also made some errors. One, I forgot to eject the wizard from the big blob.
For those that can't see, he's in the top. If you look at the little block.
Yeah, I'll see if I can. He's just here.
Yeah, staring right at the chariot and the spawn.
Yeah, and then also there's also another wizard sitting here, not in a unit in this forest, which I quite legitimately forgot was there.
And that's his own model, he can't see.
It's my own model, and I was sitting directly in front of him, like behind him.
I think you were fine. It's the reserve move that screwed him over.
Yeah, so then, so we get to there, and then we go into Beastman turn 2.
There he is.
I think we're missing a photo, but this little git came on, ambushing, wandered 5 inches up the board, and Vile-tided that little guy sitting by himself.
Young slug tongue there.
At the edge of the forest. This guy's my most hated model.
I mean, to be fair, also at the same turn, the general rolled Vile-tide, did 1 wound to the chariot, even with Hagtree.
Yeah.
Did he roll an 8 on 5 dice for number of hits?
Yeah, I think he did.
And this guy then rolled 19 hits.
19 hits, yeah. Was it 19 hits and about 11 wounds?
It was something ridiculous. And he was just like, yeah. I mean, to be fair, you passed a good few regens.
I did pass some regens, but it just wasn't enough for all the pain that you laid to us, or was it?
No, which then gets rid of a few abilities for that unit and the healing buffs.
Yeah, it's the healing. He had Jaff, so the reroll 1s, which didn't really come into play this game. But yeah, it was a bit of a rookie error that led to his death. To be fair, you capitalised on it with that ambushing guy. But as soon as you rolled the 4 up, I was like, bugger.
Yeah, you can then see the little guy again.
Yeah. So that was sad for me.
Good for everybody else.
Well, other thing, the rest of Beastmen turn 2, that side of the board at least.
Yeah, so the Gorgon, the spawn went in the front, the chariot went in, and the other chariot being the Razor Gore didn't go in. He doesn't have warband for the reroll.
That's right.
So he just chose to move up behind the unit and be a threat for a future turn.
He did make that 6 charge. It was a 6. You didn't even need the reroll, did you? You actually rolled a 6 on your first roll.
I think I needed the reroll for the fear test.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Love that
Lot
reroll.
of Undivided is ridiculous.
Well, it's not.
Just saying that. I'm just throwing it out there. It's ridiculous. It's just as outrageous as Tomb King's having a reroll.
If I could bring back a chariot, I'd agree.
Yeah.
As we go, have an engineer.
Otherwise, what you can't see there is there's no Shartuk because he turned tail and ran away.
Well, no, he just went after something else.
Like, cowardly ran away.
Yeah, that was all about trying to hold that block up for a turn if I could.
Yeah.
It was a risk, but I thought, if I can hold you up.
With that chariot, if he lived, he has first charge, he disrupt, so he gets rid of ranks, etc. With impact hits, it's a solid tactic with the mass chariot spam that you have. It's just first charge.
Or like the Empire list with the Griffin banner. You go in with a chariot or something with first charge, and you're like, well, that's great. All your combat res doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, it's big. I think then it was this one that upset us the most, though.
Yeah, so I think the general was in range, needing a 6, but he cast +1 movement. Not the general, sorry, the combat wizard.
Yeah,
so he cast +1 movement. So he needed a 5.
Yeah, that's what got us. And then
the
spawn rolled really well for this bloody spawn.
The spawn rolled really well.
Oh, this spawn was the bane of my life, and this was just the start of it.
And then the other chariot, there's a chariot just off screen to the left who's moved around the flank for a future charge. The other chariot held back. The chariot at the top of the screen, part out, is the general who did try and volatile the chariot, which you can just about see the base on the right. But he got through like 7 hits and did like 1 wound.
Yeah, then the chariot ran away after that, didn't it?
Then the Razorgore chariot has moved up to support. And as Scott said, the Shartax then moved up here to try and be more of a threat to this unit.
Yeah, I think the things, like when it came to the charge rolls, got off. I mean, I think that guy, the chariot just behind the spawn, I think he failed his charge. Or could he not make it? No. But yeah, getting that extra one movement. And
on the wizard, you can see a wound token because he did cast Mantle of Gorok, miscast, and did a wound to himself.
And I took a wound off him on stand and shoot, I think, as well, didn't I?
You shot someone. Was it him or the...
Can't stand and shoot the
spawn. Must have been him then.
So it was him.
I can't remember yet.
Yeah. And as you can see in the shot there, in base-to-base contact with that chariot is, unfortunately, my wizard, which I'd forgotten to eject from the unit.
Yeah, because the far left side is the prince sitting there looking pretty in the corner.
Yeah, it's very sad. So that was how we looked after combat. Which was
quite good. They killed quite a lot. And to be fair, along with the dead at the back, the guy on the chariot's down to something like 1 or 2 wounds.
He's got your chariot's on 1. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you've got the chariot guy down to 2 wounds.
Because Scott failed an obscene amount. All the attacks that went onto the prince, pretty much. And did you pass 1 out? Something like
that guy on the chariot has a 5 up, 5 up, 5 up. And I made 1.
It wasn't a lot.
I made 1 save out of 9 dice. Out of well, he's down to 2 wounds. So
yeah, it was not good dice roll.
You've done 4 wounds. You did 3 wounds to him.
So I put all my attacks and the impact hits in on him, and he just could not pass. I mean, you passed just enough to stay alive.
I passed just enough. I can't complain about dice because it's a dice game.
Yeah.
But at this stage, I did put away my Forgotten North dice because they were betraying me and broke out the England dice, which have been proven to favour 2s over any other number on a saltwater test. And even that was preferable to the betrayal of the Forgotten North dice.
Yeah, because that was the end of that combat, and I'd won the combat phase, hadn't I?
Yeah.
I think I'd lost a couple of wounds. I think your king fluffed his attack. Your Destroyer of Eternities.
He's only put the chariot down to 1 wound. So
he broke the chariot.
You made 1 armor save, I think.
That was it. There wasn't
a lot else.
I think you'd done 3 on the chariot and a couple on the spawn, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know how you cheated, but I'm confident you cheated.
Yeah, I don't know how either.
No, I don't. But the records are going to show that you cheated.
For the record, who changed their list during this game?
You did.
Really?
So, that's the dead pile.
Plenty of dead archers. I still don't know how Motley Crew works with what you kill in Resident. It's just a mess.
To be honest, it's not. I don't like the Motley Crew rule.
It's not the best written rule.
This is how it looked at the end of combat. You can see there's no wizard, as discussed.
Yeah, he died to the impact hits, I believe. And then the champion will have issued a challenge, which is why that gap's there.
Yes, you killed the wizard on impact hits.
And probably did I kill the wizard? I think I got like a 6, didn't I? I think I put 4 on the unit.
To be fair, you rolled well for impact hits, and then this spawn rolled well for his number of attacks all game.
Yeah, he was either getting a 5 or a 6 every turn.
Every time.
But that block I can't stomp, unfortunately.
But yeah, to be fair, I think the monster banner has in this game was definitely worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. Oh, what we did cast though as well, which you can see on the left, Plague of Rust.
Yeah, that
cast it every turn apart from the first one, and it did so much damage. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, because at one point you barely had any AP, but I just wasn't getting any saves, and with
Hangman on the charge with AP 1 for the crew, pretty much, or 2.
Yeah,
and then with Plague of Rust, just meant you were getting no save.
Just straight to regen all the time. And considering you nearly got rid of it, and you're like, actually, no, for combat, I want to keep it. And the lesson learned was that Plague of Rust is just...
I think version 1, it wasn't as good, but since you've got parry and stuff now, and that unit's got
Agreed.
a 4 save, it's definitely a really good spell now.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of my turn 2.
I think that was the end of your turn 2. Yeah, look, that's what you kill out of this unit.
The Brave Wizard who took one for the team.
Yeah, that was just...
Which meant that block then had 0 resin abilities.
Yeah, and I couldn't get robes off. The other wizard died because of Vile type. It was really the start of game between me poor deployment and a couple of errors. You really capitalised on. And then in my turn 2,
so obviously there was no movement, was there?
There was no movement, so we went straight into combat.
Was the only movement? Didn't your chariot turn around to shoot the wizard?
It did. My chariot did try to shoot the wizard. I don't know how I didn't get an overview of the board. I think I did at the end of every game turn rather than player turn. Maybe it's a one to change for the future.
Yeah.
But here, so we've killed the chariot.
Boo.
We then killed the spawn. Andy then won the roll off after a draw on bloody Timber.
Everyone loves Timber.
And I think Timber then went on to kill 6 skeletons.
I think I did 6 wounds. I think you passed a couple of regens, I think.
It was just outrageous.
Combat.
So yeah, but it did mean that the King's blob was now free to turn around over and start engaging with the game a little bit more.
Yeah, and start getting to help the little block.
Yeah. So that was the end of game turn 2. I think, as you can see, there's a lot of threats between. Oh yeah, so there's me chariot that's turned round. He'd lost 1 wound of Vile Tide from your general.
Yeah,
and he's done 1 wound on your wizard. I hit with both dice as well, didn't I?
Yeah, cheeky.
2 hits. 1 wound got through. It was beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, as you can see, the Zungor still at this flank of the King's blob. Doesn't really care. Even the
Ungor at the bottom, I think, got just spread out because obviously you had your ambushes starting to come in now. And with domination, it was just seeing where they were going to come on and be a threat.
Yeah, they were just starting to play the domination game at this point, weren't they? But a lot of chariot threats coming into that second bunker, though, wasn't there? A lot. So that led us into Beastmen turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is after turn. This is after combat.
So if you look at how many skeletons are in the block before this,
so this is prior to combat and movement.
8 ranks of skeletons.
So I think at this point we have 2 more chariots, 3 more chariots go in.
I think you have the Razor Gore. Yeah, so the Razor Gore, 2 Tuskgors, and the Shartak all go in.
Yeah. So as you can see on this screen, this chariot goes in. This chariot goes in. This chariot goes in. And this Shartak goes in.
And it is just in the flank.
Yeah, we measured it just in the flank, wasn't it?
And for the record, Mantle of Gorok did go off this time, but I rolled a 6 and took a wound.
Yeah. Yeah, it did, yeah. So the only thing that is on this sort of section here that didn't go in charge was your general, which is this guy here.
Yeah.
He just repositioned about here, didn't he, to start trying to...
Yeah, he just moved over to get in Voltide range of your block.
Yeah, yeah. So after all of that combat, that's what we had left. And at this point, Phalanx failed.
A lot of impact it into the Prince.
Oh my God.
An obscene amount of regen saves.
But so you did 7 impact hits from the first chariot alone.
Which we did think at first, it's really good. He's saving skeleton lives, and we're like, actually, he's not saving lives.
No, so this was the problem. So you did 7 with the first one, and I think you did about 6 wounds out of 7 hits. I think I regened 5 with focusing on 1 wound. And me sitting with a -5 combat res on bloody regen, which I shouldn't have taken. I should have just let him die. You then impacted it with the next chariot.
To be fair, up to this point, I think you'd only passed 2 regen saves though.
Yeah, the entire game. And then this Prince was like, that's all right. I'll roll 5, big guy. But then this other chariot on the flank also hit him and did the last remaining wound. So not only did he die, by saving about 6 regens, he also just ploughed that into combat rest.
Yeah.
So Beastmen won combat.
It wasn't looking pretty for him, to be fair.
They give ground, and at this point, you then start to reposition all those things that are no longer in base-to-base contact.
Yeah.
And that I think I've got the next. Kind of left it. Oh no. What have we missed? Oh, that was was that the end of combat before Crumble?
I think so.
Because then it looked like this.
Yeah. But those 2 little guys at the bottom, a standard bearer and a musician.
Yeah.
At this point, I was like, there's 2 guys left. I don't need 6 units in combat with them.
So everything then turned around
should be fine.
Oh no, I know. Yeah. This is end of my turn 2, my turn 3. I think.
Yes, it is. So at the end of my turn,
that was the end of your turn. By the time it finished my turn 3, it looked like this. I think. Which is a lot of Beastmen, chariots, and spawn staring down my main block.
Yeah.
With a standard bearer musician left holding quite literally holding the flag for the little block.
But they look so cool doing it.
Oh, I mean, that guy with the standard bearer is ballsy, and everyone knows skeletons love a toot-toot.
Yeah. He's like, see this banner? Can't stomp me.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, all right. So that was the end of game turn 3. On your golf, come on as well.
Yeah, they'll come on at the very, very top, and your archers are at the bottom.
That's right, yes.
And I think I shot and killed the guy lying down.
One Ungor?
Yeah. And the Gore came on at the top just to sit in between board sections for domination. Just to see where
they were ready to make that decision to see which side they wanted to go into, didn't they?
Yeah, there's just no rush at this point.
Yeah. So, I mean, at this point, it was looking particularly unpleasant for the Tomb Kings, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd certainly been in games where I felt in a better position going into game 3.
Yeah.
Turn 3, sorry.
You've lost effectively just over a third of your army, possibly.
But yeah, I'd certainly lost. Yeah, I mean, I'd lost 2 wizards, and I was realistically about to lose me second block.
Oh, the thing that did happen on that turn as well, Vartide from the general did nothing, but the little guy did kill the chariot.
Yes, yeah, that little git here hiding back here.
Yeah, so he's moved further 5 inches up the board and shot the chariot as he walked past it.
He was a Viletide machine. That your general, who with the higher level and Hagtree rerolling all his misses.
Yeah, he did nothing.
Nothing.
He did 1 wound in total all game.
That level 1 prowling around with just Viletide, absolute MVP.
Should we just give him Hagtree and take it off the general?
Yeah. But your combat wizard was doing pretty well, to be fair to him.
Yeah, combat went really well, to be fair.
So then this is before you move. This is before combat, before movement. This is where we started. And then after charges, am I right in saying...
To be fair, if you go back a picture, I think I'd say at the end of your turn 3, I hadn't killed those 2 people. I'd done no wounds.
Is that
they were still alive?
I can't remember if this point or not.
I can kill them. The Dragon Ogre missed with everything.
I think they all missed with everything. I think it'd be caught up. I did a wound back to the chariot, didn't I?
Possibly, yes.
And it was a tied combat.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Which is brilliant. Angle-wise, one of these chariots couldn't make it in to the big block.
Yeah, there was just too many things trying to fit in a front arc.
And the spawn this was the first time you roll like about something really low for it, so it just couldn't fit in.
Yeah, it wasn't a great. I think he needed about an 11. I think he got something like a 7 or something.
Yeah, so what it left was just the characters coming.
If you go back one shot, that chariot on the left next to the big guy did go in, but died to stand and shoot.
That's right. I killed that to stand and shoot just outside.
4 wounds off him, which was a massive swing.
Because with hindsight, you were like, probably shouldn't have charged one that was in combat range, in shoot outside of the able to shoot range, wasn't it?
Yeah, it shouldn't have gone in really.
You just like charging with your chariots.
Well, that's what chariots do.
So you're right. I'd killed that on the way in, which gave 4 combat res before we even started.
Yeah.
That's what that dice is.
And obviously the general went in, not because he's great in combat, but because he hadn't charged yet, and I needed to get rid of your rank bonuses.
Yeah. Because he went into impact until he was too close.
Unit.
But he did turn off all my ranks.
Yeah, he was too close for impact hits, but does turn off your ranks, which is a big thing for him.
Well, it's effectively doing 3 combat res immediately, though, isn't it? On his behalf, effectively.
And I think the other guy then cast mantle, didn't go off, or I can't have a miscast. I think I miscast again, didn't I?
Yeah, you loved a miscast in this game, to be fair.
Yeah, I think I didn't cast mantle all game. Well, no, I cast it the once and rolled a 6.
No, you cast it. Did you not cast it twice? Once you got to roll a 1, which you're like, that's better than a 6, and the next, and then did a wound to yourself.
Oh, it might have been this turn I got a 1 then, possibly.
Maybe. The first time you cast it, you got a 6 and did a wound to yourself straight away, and you're like, excellent. This was pretty much like the turn, wasn't it? This combat, really. Yeah. No. This is where you didn't kill the unit. Because it's after the movement and everything. This is the story of the greatest skeletons the world has ever seen.
That's right. I think, didn't I win combat, but you're now in B&B range for Indomitable?
Yeah. Yes.
Just got to be range
right.
and you rolled
I was in B&B range.
They stayed alive.
And I was like, as long as if I roll a 3, they don't die. And I rolled a 3. Something like that. It was brilliant.
Just living their best lives.
This was the highlight of the game.
It was by far the best moment.
The chariot and the Shartak not killing 2 individual skeleton warriors was hilarious.
I mean, the Shartak, I don't think he did anything all game.
No, the Shartak was absolutely terrible. Post-combat on the other side, though, this is how we looked.
So we did quite a bit of damage.
Yeah. At this point as well, this unit had Deathy Cabal off from the general.
Yeah.
So it caused terror, which did help with the -1 leadership.
I think what helped the most was the 4 wounds to the chariot on the way in.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest.
Like, without that, I probably wouldn't have broke, I don't think.
No.
At this point, the general was LD9 from the Gaze of the Gods and things.
Yeah. Excuse me. But because of fleeing center to center, this guy, the non-general one, the combat guy, went in such a bizarre angle that I couldn't get to him.
Yeah.
So I went for the points and tried...
The general, with the bonus, an extra 30 or 35 points compared to the other guy.
Yeah, it wasn't a massive difference, really, was it? It just then took away his leadership bubble, and it also... Elementalism is just a bothersome spell, lawful. Plague of Rust was doing, incredible work. Windblast just a pin in the arse, and he had Vile Tide. He was just...
It's the threat he can do.
The bigger threat. But I think you rolled an 11 to run away, like a really big roll. I think I rolled 7 or something like that, so I was about 4 inches away from catching you.
Yeah.
I
think this my turn is that's your next turn, doesn't matter.
So that brought us to the end of Beastmen turn 4, effectively, didn't it?
But it did leave you very close for the next turn.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Then what else happened? The other unit of ambushers came on and got revenge on that goddamn bloody wizard.
It's just there's no need for it.
He was in cover. I'd moved. He might have been long range, I'm not sure. So I was hitting on 5s.
With the skirmish and everything else, woods.
with a skirmisher. But
I
I
think
got
also
him.
in that picture, that chariot there, I think on my turn when I went in, was 1 inch away from being able to charge your rear as well.
Yes. Yeah, I think it was.
With your move and reserve move, because you'd use the extra movement spell, or you might all be done. It got you far enough away that I couldn't charge you.
Yeah.
Which is quite big.
That does prove to be useful for you to a point, doesn't it? Because spoiler, that chariot does play a part in the domination game later. But this was a glorious moment, killing that bloody wizard, because he'd been a pain.
Yeah, I mean, he's worth 60, 75 points, and he killed the wizard of the chariot, so he's got his points back.
He got his points back by a little bit, but also it was just very... What he was doing was inconvenient for us.
Yeah, just getting in the way.
Even not the points that he stopped the res, like he stopped a lot of usefulness.
He did his little job.
So the end of turn 4, I charged your guy, caught him.
Yeah, I didn't roll very far.
I think you rolled about 4 on 2 dice or something stupid.
I think you were on +2 for the range. I think it was whatever I rolled +2 for you.
Yeah. So caught him, killed the general, and then turned round to engage with the rest of the game. Also,
but before that, you did res some of the little people.
I'd forgotten.
There's not just the 2 anymore.
Those 2 guys back up to about 6 guys. There wasn't a lot, but there was more.
They're now in marching column.
They are now in marching column because they can't go wide, so they just went deep. Wouldn't get any ranks anyway. They were just there to essentially get beat up.
Yeah, but this is where I was then thinking, I'm not going to kill this unit before that big unit comes.
yeah. If you had to turn like your last one. Yeah. However, I was outside of BSB range now.
Yes, which was quite pivotal.
Yeah. At this point, though, was when you were looking around and starting to think. Oh, so I was turn 4 as a game turn had been a big swing for Tomb Kings.
Yeah.
Have I got this overview of the board? Yeah, that's the overview of the board there.
Yeah, so a few more skirmishers shooting down the bottom, weren't there?
Yeah, they came on. They were essentially just shooting at each other.
Yeah, my turn, I killed a couple of you. You killed a couple of me again.
But from being a horrendous 3 turns for Tomb Kings, turn 4 was a big swing.
Yeah, you got almost 500 points in turn 4.
In favour, yeah. Yeah, and sort of tied you down a little bit more.
Yeah.
That was by far my best turn of the game so far, for sure. Like, the dice were better. I'd made at that point sort of made the right decisions for a change. Mm-hmm. Your dice had gone poor when it came to that roll. That was just that roll off. Yours was poor, mine was good. Yes, it was interesting. So then we went into BM turn 5.
I think so.
And
was that. Yes, that was. But you were just out of charge arc and charge range, luckily, to get in, weren't you?
Yes. So you
had killed a couple, and then 2 more on crumble.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is after combat.
Yeah, and I think the other things like the spawn and the other ones were just now trying to get out of the range of the block.
Yeah, they were just running away from the King's unit, weren't they?
Yeah, because all my stuff have used all their first charges. I've got nothing. What I did realise, and neither of us knew, I mean, we might have knew in the past, that Spawn had first charge.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Well, obviously anybody who'd read their rules knew.
Well, yeah, but that's not the right way to play.
Not us, but anybody else knew.
It does make the Khorne one a little bit nicer. First charge, impacted, and killing blows quite nice.
Yeah. You just the only issue with any that isn't another one is you're just relying on good toughness and a 5-up armor save, which is not bad actually, relatively.
No, it's not.
It's still hard to kill. But this was the funniest combat the world's ever seen, though. This ongoing combat.
Yeah, it was just dragging on.
But at this point, I was 1 inch away, I think, from being able to make this charge on my turn. So
I think if you'd have got a 5 or 6 on, my will be done.
It was feasible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was feasible.
It was a big ask.
There's your combat character thinking, I want none of this. I'm running
he
away.
rallied and then just carried on driving around the edge of the board. He's like, I'm not fading into that block again.
I think he's down to about 2 wounds, I think, as well, though, isn't he? At this
He's not
stage,
looking
I think.
healthy.
And you're right, at this point, you're like, well, actually, it's better to run away, conserve his points, and play the domination game.
Yeah, he'd get me nothing going into that block.
Nah. He's guaranteed death, isn't he?
Yeah.
In reality, all he's going to do is give away his points.
Yeah, he'd take a challenge off someone, which would probably be the king. I'd do a few wounds to a herald, and that would be it.
Yeah.
OK Corral continuing.
This was hilarious. Like, it was just shooting it back at one another. That was really
the Beastmen were winning the shooting, but there was more of them.
Yes. And then in my turn,
you see the artillery dice. We'd worked out where the center of the board was for domination.
Yeah.
I've got to try and work out how many models fitted in where.
So
which probably took longer than the game.
Because at this point I couldn't make I didn't roll. I rolled a 3 for movement, and I've got +3 movement.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have made that charge. I think we looked at it and I couldn't make it. Or I could, you're right, but I needed a 6 on the dice. And we're chatting through, like, at best, I'll catch one and over into a Shartak. However, you will then have free reign to reposition yourself to get
I'll
probably
have 3/4
of the board uncontested for domination.
I think what you can't see in that picture very well either is just next to the woods, there is 2 Tuskgor Chariots. You did 3 wounds to one of them.
Yeah, I think that gives a better overview of the end of the game.
So you can see the wound counter next to the Tuskgor. You did lose 3 wounds to the bows.
Yeah, one more wound I would have killed the damn chariot.
Yeah.
But at this point, again, from a domination point, I needed to get my block in position in the center of the board, or just off center relatively,
to be able to go into the quarters,
to get quarters, because it's models wholly within.
Yeah, and at this point you've got the block and 2 very small unit of skirmishers.
So at this point, we really were trying to think and look at how domination was going to play out. And if I'd went aggressive into your guys with the block, I was essentially saying you can have domination, all the 3 quarters.
Because my stuff's not expensive, you'd have given up far more than you'd have gained.
Yeah. So at this point, we were then just legging it towards the center of the board.
Yeah. And this is where I had a cunning plan.
Sorry.
Going on.
This is other than
that. Down to about 12 there or something, just slowly enveloping the unit. There he is.
One guy.
So this is my turn 6.
Yes.
Which means I was never going to get that point for the lone man.
That's right. Yeah. So this was top of 5, and then that's how it looked after your shooting phase.
Yeah. The brave man.
The gathered round, the shot, and then this guy holding his bow. What a hero.
He's like, I've died before, I'll die again, it's fine.
Conserving his points.
The true hero of the Tomb King.
His unit costs 50 points. He can serve 10 points, effectively. Or 40 points, whatever. He can
How many points is that unit?
50 points.
How many points is the Ungor unit? 80 points.
I mean, it was a sad set of circumstances, let's be honest.
Yeah.
What it did mean is, though, it meant you were winning that quarter, but you weren't. You could. It was holding 50 points for me by being in there,
which is quite a lot, really.
Yeah. Did both chariots charge the?
No, I went in with the unwounded one because I didn't want to lose one to sand and shoot. Only had 1 wound, and you did a wound on the way in.
Yes, that's right. So if you had have charged with the wounded one, I would have killed it,
which would have been really upsetting.
Yeah. But this was after combat, wasn't it? And I was holding.
Yeah, it was either charging with him or shooting with the Ungor. But if I charge with him, it means with the over, I'll be well out of range of that block.
Yeah. The issue at this point as well, actually, you would have preferred to kill him. Oh, sorry. Having one left alive was good for you because it did then in my turn prevent me from shooting you.
Yeah, I think I killed like 4. You'd lost 4 in the crumble, and you had the 1 man left.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, and the next time you marked the picture up when we were there, we did try and shoot him. Then we realised, oh, hang on, there's a skeleton.
I worked out how many shots I had at him, and then you were like, "Is he not still in combat?" I'm like, hence this photo.
Yeah.
So this guy living cost me the points of that chariot.
Yeah. But there might be another picture of a heroic chariot. I took a picture of the other one.
No, he's that hero chariot's running away.
So the heroic chariot on the right is now fleeing. The plan was, if I could charge into your flank, worked out I'd have to kill 6 people for your Destroyer of Eternity not to be able to hit me back, and for me to hopefully try and win the combat. I think I went in, I did kill 6 on impact hits. I then did 1 wound to the Herald who I was left in base with, which gave me like combat res of 7. But then I think with your ranks and 2 banners, your Herald did 2 wounds, I think, or 1 wound, and you went on Musician.
Something like that. I can't quite remember.
If I had first charge, I'd have won the combat.
Yeah. And there's this.
But because you won by 1 or you won on a Musician, which meant he ran, because otherwise it meant you'd have been locked there and I'd have had those top 2 table quarters.
Yeah. So I kind of see a little bit the gore had ran up to hold this quarter.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is Dead Pile. You've got the Ungor and that 1 archer here that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, and I've got another block of Ungor up near the water feature in the top corner up there.
Yeah, these are the dead. You've got the other Ungor, these 2 chariots, and then the Shartak, the Gore, the chariot, the spawn, and you're fleeing wizard. He's not fleeing.
Does a fleeing chariot count in domination? I can't know if we counted him or not, but
I can't remember.
I don't know if they count or not. It made very, very little difference.
At the end of the game, that guy was still there, being a hero. Yeah. That's what was holding that quarter. And then, so...
Because I think that angle of the block is where we had to spend quite a while positioning it to have just enough models from the unit in each quarter.
Yeah.
Make sure... Did we contest?
I think
you had the most in 2 quarters, and I had the most in 2 quarters, didn't we?
We ended up managing, because of the angle of the unit, we did manage to end up essentially making sure domination was a draw.
Yeah.
So I think we both got 300 additional VPs each. With a little bit of, like, say, a bit of, like, pissing around with the block in the middle.
Yeah.
But that's effectively how the game ended. I'd lost my prince. I'd lost 2 wizards. I'd lost my larger but cheaper block.
Mm-hmm.
1 unit of skirmishers, and then the other unit of skirmishers was holding by 1 guy, and the chariot. Pardon me. And then from yourself, I killed the general.
You killed the general.
The spawn.
One spawn.
The level 1 wizard.
The level 1 wizard and 2 chariots.
2 chariots, I think.
Yeah, because there's 1 alive there, so the other 2 would have been dead.
Yeah.
So not a lot on for me, really, but...
It was at this point, like, once you decided not to engage again, that actually the evasive side of the list and how it could be played if you wanted to really came into play, there wasn't it? And I just couldn't catch anything.
Yeah.
But it ended up being an absolute flat 10-10, I think.
I think I've cleared the like 100 and something point difference. I can't remember.
I think did I technically win by about 120 points or something?
It was something like that.
So it was a flat, in our scoring system, it was a flat 10-10 draw. And I don't know, if I'm honest, I kind of feel, because of the misplays I'd done earlier, I kind of felt like I'd robbed a win off you.
I think my first 3, maybe 3.5, 4 turns were really good dice. They then fell apart a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like had I killed those 2 skeletons quicker than I probably should have, I'd have probably had something else able to go into that unit with the other characters.
I think you're right. Actually, I think that the secondary unit holding up the Shartak and the chariot for at least a full game turn longer than it should have was really was really quite big. So yeah, like I say, we finished there on a. Look at that one there.
I mean, my main lesson learned is I love Plague of Rust now. For infantry-based meta, it's a really good spell.
I think Plague of Rust was the most impactful thing in the game from either one of us.
It allowed me to chew through that block far quicker than I would have without it. I know you only had a 6-up save, but it's still a 6-up save.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it'd been a 5-up on some of them.
Yeah, exactly. So I actually think Plague of Rust was huge throughout the game.
Yeah.
I think we both had a couple of my misplays were early on with deployment, and then a bit of mainly deployment, and then forgetting that wizard. Turn 1 and 2 were just rubbish buyers. I think what we talked was it maybe staggering your chariots a little bit more.
Yeah, so they went in generally in 2s and stuff, which then gets rid of a lot of my first charges early on.
Yeah, that was really good, and I think
it's hard. Obviously, you've got such big blocks. I need all the impacted to choose. So it's kind of like catch-22.
I think if the expected, well, obviously with the monster banner, that worked well for us. But obviously, a lot of sort of online chat is going on at the minute about where the meta might go come January and potential FAQs, etc. I think if one of the main sort of chats people are saying is that Death Stars might become the relevant army list. I think if that is the case, something like your chariot list actually becomes exponentially good.
Yeah, it becomes a lot better than what it is now because you just can truth. You can go in and go because it's not like a lot of people like us have played other editions where it says impact hits are randomized. It's just you have D6 plus 1 hits. So if you can go into a Death Star and go, right, I'll put these 7 impact hits or whatever it is onto that character.
Yeah.
I don't care about not getting any ranks. And you can just literally go in and snipe characters on the judge.
Yeah.
And then your crews can then go into the unit.
Yeah. Really fun game though. I have become a test domination.
Yeah. Well, we rolled it at the beginning. We were like, oh, it could be interesting now.
Yeah. But a good fun game. Like, it's bloody typically that I finished in a draw, back to standard.
And we have one game where I won the other week at yours, and then we're just back to draws. We've had about our last 7 games. We've had 1 win, maybe.
Yeah, we've been in a bit of a bloody funk when it comes to getting an actual result, haven't we?
Has been a while.
But good game, and quite enjoyed sort of taking the photos, and it meant we could have a more enjoyable game because we relaxed a bit more rather than trying to make sure we caught everything on camera.
Yeah, and we can kind of chat about general shit a lot more than what we do.
Yeah, that said, I'd love we'll try this format a few more times, but I'd love to hear the feedback from anyone who does watch the video to see, like, do anyone else even enjoy it? I mean, we'll still do it for ourselves, but if
is there any of the photos you'd like to see from a game?
Yeah, is there anything different like to see? Like, would you like better photo? Admittedly, we could take better notes so we can be a bit more.
I think one thing we said is we didn't get a photo of what was left at the end, which we'd like that because that's normally what we do anyway on a video. But we just missed it for this. And
actually record the I don't finish 10-10, but the actual score, which we've got to write down. So a few things that we can definitely do better. But yeah, if anyone's got any genuine feedback, if you didn't like it, if you thought it was canny but we could tweak it, absolutely open to hear back from it.
If anybody thinks Scott's list is fluffy, please let me know and I'll book you a psychiatric test.
Come on, guys. Come on.
You might get Bryn or some other Tomb King player. That's about your
Come on, Tomb Kings, come to my rescue. Tell them it could be worse. I could be playing Mort Cult.
I think I'd rather play that.
Nah, you wouldn't.
Just for a change.
Yeah. We will mix up a little bit. We do want to get a few practice games in ourselves anyway, because we thought we'd share it as we could.
Because your list is what you're looking at for Masters. My list is pretty much what I'll probably be taking to the Middenheim Massacre, is it, in Durham?
Yeah, Durham at the end of January. So we've got a couple of events kind of coming up, which we just want to get a little bit of practice in for, particularly me for Masters. I've not hadn't had a really competitive game in several months. So,
and I've not run Beastmen competitively for a long time.
Yeah, but either way, like I say, please let us know. Please like and subscribe. All of our YouTube stuff. Feeling that. Thank you very much for watching. Like genuinely, it does matter, and we do appreciate it a lot. So thank you very much.
And for those that watch and do come, we will see you at the Masters in a few weeks.
We will see you at Masters and the
4
Open.
weeks.
For anyone watching this, hopefully it comes out very shortly. There is still some tickets left for the Open, but it does need sealed off soon. So please reach out, because the link on Eventbrite will probably be closed by the time this video goes out. But if there is tickets available, drop us a message, get in touch. We might be able to get you a ticket if you're looking to
The
attend an
extra
event.
probably not like the hotels and all that. Probably will have
Yeah,
closed.
they'd have to be sorted yourself, but a ticket we could probably sort. It's on the 10th and 11th of January at our standard venue up in the Britannia at Newcastle. So if you're interested, pack will be linked. Please give us a shout, and we'll see what we can sort out for you. And other than that, we will probably next be recording as we start to build up to Masters and start talking about who's in, what we expect the breakdown to be. And then the next few videos will probably be Masters build-up orientated, and then post-Masters breakdown.
Mm-hmm. Nice and busy over Christmas.
Thank you for the recording. Thank you very much, Andy. And thank you very much, everyone. We will see you on the next one.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.